One of the things that I personally hate to see is I'm out at a restaurant and I'll see someone pay their bill with a debit card. Now, what happens when you pay your bill with a debit card? The waitress or server usually takes your card and they go somewhere, which opens you up to all kinds of fraud. Let me go ahead and say this. You should never use a debit card unless you're taking money out of your bank or doing a banking transaction. Now, I know there's a famous internet personality, Dave Ramsey, who's a big preacher of using debit cards. I vehemently disagree with Dave Ramsey. I don't think that you should ever use a debit card. Like, this is my debit card usage. I go to my bank, I put my money in the ATM and I take it out, or I use my debit card to conduct a banking transaction. That is the only time that I ever use my debit card. Do you want to learn how to build a holding company, an operating company, and how to get massive lines of business credit? But more importantly, do you want to learn how to start, management, run, and organize an operating company where you can make money? This is one of the things that we have that's going on in the Corporate Citizen Playbook. And one of the things that you need to do is to go below and sign up for the phone call. What we do is we have a scheduled phone call before you can get into the Corporate Citizen Playbook to make sure that your thoughts and our thoughts match up before we get you into the program, which will constitute hands-on training. One of the things that's going to happen is I'm going to guide you personally through setting up your business, setting up your organization, and doing the things that you need to do to be successful. So go below. There's a little video for you to watch. Then there's a questionnaire. Let me say this. Do not go in and half fill out the questionnaire. If you half fill out the questionnaire, that will disqualify you from entering into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where you can learn how to make 6 figures for the rest of your life. The link's below. Check it out. This is one of the habits that you need to break. I know that a lot of people are all up in arms about credit, but here's the thing. And this is something that happened to a friend of mine who was pretty much on the Dave Ramsey bandwagon, except my friend had a business and he was just willy-nilly using his personal debit card, and he used his business debit card online, which opened up his business checking account to be debited $20,000. Now, because he was doing business, he didn't know that this debit had occurred until 3 months later. And then he reported it to the bank. Guess what happened? The bank said, dude, you just S out of luck. The bank did not reimburse him. The bank didn't help him out. He just lost $20,000 because he was using a debit card, a business debit card. Now, this is one of the things. I have personal debit cards and I have business debit cards. I have a multitude of business debit cards that I have never used. Only way I would use these debit cards is to go ahead and take money out of that bank. I would never, ever use a debit card for an online transaction. Are you serious? Here's the thing. With credit cards, when you have malfeasance or someone trying to take advantage of you, you have all kinds of inherent protections. The other day, someone tried to use my credit card at Walmart. It was an online transaction. My bank stopped it instantly. Banks are always on the hunt and the lookout for people trying to abuse your credit cards, always. So the transaction got denied and it didn't go through. But typically, if you have malfeasance or criminal activity, or someone's trying to misuse your credit card, you are full of protections. I literally had someone use my Capital One credit card years ago at Walmart. They bought an iPhone, a television, some other stuff. I contacted my credit card company because they actually was kind of aware of it, because the credit card was being used in the state of New York and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So they kind of knew something was funny, and they actually stopped half the transactions, but I did not. They just go ahead, shut that card down, sent me a new card. I lost no money. I didn't stress, and I didn't have to worry. So here's the thing. Instead of using a debit card, you want to use a credit card for all transactions, especially internet transactions. So once again, take your debit card out your wallet, because at the moment, I don't have my wallet on me, but at the moment, I've got one business debit card in there that I use exclusively to draw out cash out of my bit. And also, I don't even use those ATMs in the quick goes or the quick trips I don't even use those. Typically, what I do is drive to one of my local bank locations. I go inside the bank and I use the automatic cash machine inside the bank to get my cash. And I have not been a victim of identity theft, or nothing's happened to my business checking accounts, because this is something you should be aware of, especially if you have a business checking account. Banks will treat you very, very differently if there's malfeasance or criminal conduct going on with your business checking account. They will really, really look at you very, very differently. So you never want to use a business debit card in any transactions, because this literally exposes your whole business bank account to fraud, criminal activity, and other things. All right, so there's another thing you should do. And this is something, I have the free money management course below, 100% free, and it will teach you what I call the 5 checking account blueprint, which I'll go over a little bit. Essentially, what you should start doing right now is treating your personal business accounts like you do with business accounts. Like with my holding company structure, my main holding company account, I have 5 checking accounts, and each checking account has a specific need. So what you should do, if you should open up your business your personal checking account, go to a bank. Now, I always get a lot of people, it's like, well, what if I got to do fees and stuff? Okay. Here's the goal. The goal is to make you financially literate and to prepare you for the future. So if your bank charges a little fee, go to a credit union or pay the fee, because in time, following this blueprint, you're going to be in a situation where those fees are not going to impact you, because you're going to have so much money in the bank. And I already know Grant Cardone and other people like, don't save no money, don't save no money. That's foolishness. You should actually have a certain amount of cash money in the bank that's not invested for your personal welfare. So what you would do is start off with the operating account. And this is where 90% of your money's going. 90% of your operating account. This is where you pay your rent, your car note, and all this other stuff, right? And then there's other accounts, you will start putting 2.5%. That was where the other 10% will go. 10% will go in these other 4 accounts, and 90% will go into your main operating account. Now, once again, this is something you can do. You can do it. You can do it. Because a lot of people, I don't have enough money. Actually, you do have enough money. What you don't have is the spending controls and a plan. That's what you don't have. But I guarantee this plan works with any budget, any income level. It's all about you having the personal discipline to do it. And once again, I have the free money course below to help you out. Because once you start to operate your personal finances like a business, an operating account, these other accounts are in the money management course. What's going to happen a year from now is you're going to be in a much better situation financially. And you will also have cash money in the bank. I know that is mind-blowing. That is absolutely mind-blowing. But here at Personal Capital, we're about elevating, expanding, and getting you to be in a better financial situation. And the first thing it starts is with personal finances. Once you can moderate your personal finances and do that, then you're going to be in a much better situation for the future. Because here's the thing, there's 2 words, behavior and habits. You must change your behavior, you must change your habits to be financially successful. And going ahead and getting the free money course, which is below, will do a lot to help you transition yourself and set yourself up to be much, much more successful going forward. Because here's the thing, regardless of how much money you make, it is incumbent upon you to properly manage your money. And the first thing is to get your personal finances under control. What is getting your personal finances under control? Let's give you a theory. Let's just make up a person. We're going to call this person Mickey. And Mickey makes $50,000 a year, which is going to be around $3,000 per month. So Mickey's take-home pay is going to be $36,000, maybe $38,000, but we're going to use $3,000. So what Mickey is going to do is orientate and set up his life where he can live on $2,000 to $2,500, and then he's going to have $500 or $1,000 free. It's not going to go toward bills, and this is going to be money that he could put into his emergency savings account. And once again, in the course, I recommend you have a long-term emergency savings account, you have a short-term emergency savings account, and you have a family operating account. Your long-term emergency fund should be a year of your gross salary. Your short-term emergency fund should be $5,000. Why would you have a short-term emergency fund? It's to protect your long-term emergency fund. And then you have your family operating account, which is 2 months of living expenses, which puts you in the position to pay your bills when they come in versus waiting until you get paid to pay your bills. So just doing that will make you financially sophisticated and separate you from your friends and family, because you will have your money under control and your money will not be controlling you. So once again, and also for those of the higher elevation, let's go ahead and talk about the Corporate Citizen Playbook. The Corporate Citizen Playbook is a system for you to set up a holding company, operating company, business banking, business credit, and start your first organized operating company to free you from living the normal life. The goal of the business credit of the Corporate Citizen Playbook is to get you to the level where you're making $250,000 per year gross income to free yourself from living this normal life. The link's below. And essentially we have a few videos, and then we will have a phone conversation before you get into it, because I want to make sure that you're the right person to go through the program. Because right now, this is something that's just going on. There's a lot of people who are making TikTok videos, and they're talking YouTube videos talking about how they're sick of inflation, how they're tired, and now they're weary. And this is something else, and this may be deemed a little unkind. All I see is complaining. I don't see anyone trying to come up with a solution. All they do is complain and whine and cry. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's too expensive. Why don't you create a business, create more money so you don't have to worry about it being too expensive? I don't see that. All I see is a bunch of people whining, and they're always like, is it just me or is anyone else going through this? Like they need an audience. They need people to be in the same situation that they are, which I find to be utterly foolish. Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, and if you get in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, this could be your future. I haven't been touched by inflation. I need to get gas, put my credit card in, I fill up. If I need to go to the store, I buy what I want. My last grocery bill, honestly, I don't even go to the grocery store. I use Instacart. I haven't been to the grocery store in maybe 3 or 4 years. I use Instacart, which is an additional fee because there's a tip and there's a cost for using Instacart. I buy whatever I want. I get everything I need. I get everything that I want because I started a business. And if you want to be like that in the future, go below, get into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, and this could be your future. That's all I got for you guys today. I will talk to you in the next one.